Nothing beats a nice warm fire on a chilly evening, but perhaps what a lot of people don't realise is that a wood burner that's not operated efficiently causes air pollution and cold feet. Hi there, I'm Millen, presenter for the New Zealand Home Heating Association. Now over the next few minutes, we're going to show you how to light your fire and operate it correctly. Now we're here in one of our members' retail stores, where Sharon will show you the correct procedure for lighting and operating your fire. You'll need the following: a packet of firelighters, some newspaper. It's best not to use coloured or coated paper because these cause pollution. A quantity of finely split kindling in a variety of sizes. And some seasoned firewood, split into a range of sizes and lengths suitable for your wood heater. With most modern burners, air enters the firebox through a narrow strip above and behind the glass door panel. This air wash flows down into the front of the fire because it is cooler, denser and heavier than the combustion gases. So the best place to light your fire is at the front of the firebox, just inside the loading door, so that it gets plenty of air during startup. Crumple about half a dozen sheets of newspaper and place them in the firebox. The amount of newspaper you'll need will depend on the size of the firebox and how dry and fine the kindling is. Now a common mistake is to use too little newspaper, but by placing firelighters under the newspaper, you can help sustain the firebox temperature until the wood is burning properly. Place about 10 to 15 pieces of finely split dry kindling on top of the paper. Softwoods such as pine make good kindling. Ideally, the kindling should be placed on and behind the newspaper so that the combustion air reaches the newspaper quickly when starting the fire. It's also a good idea to add 2 or 3 very small pieces of firewood to the kindling load before lighting. Now the goal when lighting a wood fire is to achieve a rapid ignition of the kindling fuel load. Now with just a little bit of practice, you can achieve a hot, bright, smoke-free fire in just a relatively short time. Set the air control to fully open and light the firelighters or newspaper. After a few minutes when the wood is flaming brightly, latch the door. Some appliances have more restrictive air supplies than others, so the door may need to be left ajar until the flue system is warm and producing a strong draft. Now operating the heater with the door open slightly can cause dangerously high temperatures. So for this reason, the heater should never be left unattended during startup or at any other time when the door is unlatched. In most modern wood heating appliances, after the fire has burned down, the live coals or embers that remain can be found at the back of the firebox, furthest from the air supply. Now to restart the fire, rake the live coals forward to just inside the loading door. If only a small amount of charcoal remains, you'll have to restart the fire with kindling. If there's a good quantity of glowing charcoal, place at least 3 and preferably more pieces of small firewood on and behind the charcoal. The new fuel load should ignite almost immediately. In fact, the bottom pieces should be flaming before the door is closed. Open the air inlets fully and close the door. Allow the fire to burn with bright, turbulent flames until the wood is completely alight. This usually takes between 15 and 30 minutes, depending on the size and moisture content of the wood pieces. When the wood is burning well, reduce the air setting to produce the desired amount of heat and length of burn. It's best to reduce the air control setting in 2 or 3 stages, as this will create less air pollution, as the fire will not have to recover from the single large reduction in the air supply. As long as there is solid wood in the firebox, there must be flames to ensure no release of unburnt smoke that will increase air pollution and reduce the efficiency of the heater. Now if you have a coal fire, make sure you light a coal fire on a clean grate so the air can travel through and around the lumps of fuel. Use an ample supply of kindling on top of the firelighters or newspaper base, and before adding any coal at all to the fire, make sure that the kindling is burning brightly and then add a few pieces at a time. Once the initial supply of coals has started to burn, add a strip of coal front to back alongside the burning coals. Once a strip has started to burn, add another strip against its burning face. Keep adding fuel from side to side rather than dumping it on the top of the fire. Now beside me is an open fire. Now if you have an open fire, the same procedures are required to start and operate it as we showed you with the closed combustion solid fuel burner. If you want a fire that burns efficiently and keeps you warm and cosy, here are some key points for you to follow. Always buy your firewood early, preferably a season ahead. If the wood is seasoned, it will contain less moisture and give off more heat when burned. If possible, store the firewood where rain is kept off the top of the pile, but air is still able to circulate through. Use plenty of good kindling to get the fire started. This will form a good base of embers for the wood to burn from. Maintaining this base of embers throughout is important to ensure maximum heat and efficiency. Firelighters are quick and easy to use to start the fire and are better than paper. Modern wood burners should be left on high for at least the first hour before dampening them down.